Hey guys, we are starting on When You Believe at measure 38 on the Hebrew section is where we're starting, okay? So we're going to start chanting through the Hebrew. You might want to have a pencil handy so that you can make markings in your music about pronunciations of different words, okay? So here we go, measure 38. This is technically a solo right here, okay? But we're going to go ahead and we're going to chant through this because this part of the Hebrew, it repeats later on. So we're just going to go ahead and start at measure 38 and learn it. Okay, so repeat after me. Ashira.
Ashira.
Wait, where are we? Measure 38. Right on 38.
Oh, oh, it's not even a D.
Kamaya?
Ashira.
No,
Where's your music, babe?
Ashira.
Huh?
There's no D.
I know, but that's how it's not.
What's wrong? Are you feeling okay?
Ashira.
Yeah, okay, well, I need you to sit up. We've got extras right up here, or at least we should. Here's the one we're working on right now, okay? Measure 38. Okay, so here we go. Measure 38. Repeat after me. Ashira.
Ashira.
Now make sure that you don't have an American R right there. Hey, Maya, I really need you to sit up, babe, and pick up that music.
What language is this?
Hebrew. Sit up. Hebrew.
Well, I know
Thank you.
where it is.
It's Hebrew, okay? On the R on Ashira, we're not going to use an American R. We're going to trip that R. So it almost sounds like a tiny little D right there instead of an R. Ashira, okay? And then the next word is Ladonai. Good, so it's Ashira Ladonai. Do that for me. Ready, go. Ashira Ladonai. Excellent. And here's the next one, a measure 39. Ki ga'o ga'a. Ready, go. Ki ga'o ga'a. Excellent. So those two measures together are Ashira Ladonai. Ki ga'o ga'a. Do that with me. Go. Ashira Ladonai. Ki ga'o ga'a. Now make sure it's Ki ga'o ga'a. Make sure that rhythm is correct. And then it does the same thing in 40 and 41. Here we go. Ashira Ladonai. Ki ga'o ga'a. Now, every single time you see this, okay? This CH that you will see, we don't say it like a ch, like we do in English, okay? It's going to be this super huge, throaty sound.
Oh, like
Everybody
the
do that.
German thing?
Sort of like that. Okay, so go. Now this is definitely not a sound that we have in the English language, but it's the only way, the only thing I can think of to kind of compare it to is like in Spanish, they have a rolled R, which is not something that we have in English, right? But it's not the right word if we don't roll the R like that, right? You haven't said the word properly. And it's the same with this. If we don't say this big throaty H sound, we haven't really pronounced the word correctly. So when we get to 42, we have mi-ha. See that? Do that for me, go. Mi-ha. And then how do you think you say the next one? Mocha. That's exactly right. So it's mi-ha mocha. Do that for me, you go. Mi-ha mocha. And then next is Ba-elim Adonai. You've already seen Adonai, right? So, Ba-elim Adonai. Now, if I were you on 43, where it says L-I-M, which looks like limb, but it's actually pronounced leem, I would go ahead and mark out the L-I-M, mark that out, and write L-E-E-M above it to remind you that that's going to be leem, okay? So it's Mi-ha mocha ba-elim Adonai. Ready, go. Mi-ha mocha ba-elim Adonai. Good, and then the next part, you have mi mocha again, right? Do you see that in 44? Yes, do you see that in 44? Micha mocha. And the next part is ne'edah bakodesh. So it's measure 44 and 45 is micha mocha ne'edah bakodesh. Can everybody say that with me? Here we measure. I'm sorry?
Do you cut off the R at the start of measure 45?
Yes, on the word dar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna say the R, it's just gonna be da. Good question, okay? So here we go, 44, ready, go. Micha mocha ne'edah bakodesh. Good, now start at 42, and let's go that far, from 42 to 45. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Micha. Ready, go. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha mocha ne'edah bakodesh. Go do that one more time, okay? One more time. I know, makes it really dry, doesn't it? Here we go, let's do it again. Ready, go. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha mocha ne'edah bakodesh. Now we get to the tricky part, okay? Because the words go so fast in this next part. Are you ready? Say this with me. Nahi,
Nahi.
tav,
Tav.
nahi, tav. Ready and go. Nahi, tav. And the next part is ha. Ready, go. Ha. Good. So it's nahi, tav, ha. Ready and go. Nahi tav ha. The next part is zuga alta. Go. Zuga alta. So now nahi. Ready and go. Nahi tav ha. Zuga alta. Keep going. Nahi tav ha. Zuga alta. Everybody got that? Okay, so the tricky part, at least it repeats, right? Okay, so let's go from take up to 46, the nahi, and let's go all the way to 49. Are you ready? We're gonna speed it up a little bit. Are you ready for that? Here we go, ready? Here we go. Nahi tav ha. Zuga alta. Nahi tav ha. Zuga alta. And what's the next part?
Beginning of
Ashira. Do what?
the beginning of the.
Yes, it's that very first word that we learned back in measure 38, okay? And then all of that Hebrew that we just learned repeats from measures 52 all the way to 65, okay? All of the Hebrew we just
That's a lot
learned.
of Hebrew.
Do you know what they're saying in this?
The only word I know is Adonai, which means God. It's one of the names that the Jews have for God. They have lots of names for God, okay? So, but yeah, I sing so rarely in Hebrew, I don't even have a Hebrew to English dictionary. Like, I've done it a handful of times ever in my life. So,
Wait, you
I don't
don't
know.
have English to any other language dictionary?
There are always an English.
Oh, yeah, I
Why would
have
you do
lots
that?
of
Instead of just using Google.
So, when you're in college, like, especially if you're taking private voice like I was doing in college, like, you have to go through and you have to make your own translations of music and everything so that you understand what you're singing and translate each word so you know literally what you're saying and poetically what you're saying.
I have a
So,
question.
yes,
If you take Spanish next year, is there an English to Spanish dictionary, or do you just use Google Translate?
no, you learn the words and you don't use the dictionary. That's what Miss Wimpy does, she's your dictionary, right? She teaches the words to you and stuff. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back to 38, let's chant Shira. Ready? 1 and 2, 30. Hey, Blake, we're on 38. Right with me? Kamaya, pick up your music. We're on 38. Thank you. Measure 38. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. Ashira aladonai ki ga o ga a. Ashira aladonai ki ga o ga a. Mi ha mo ha ba elim Adonai. Mi ha mo ha ne eda ba kodesh. Nahi ta v'chas tu ha am zuga alta. Nahi ta v'chas tu ha am zuga alta. Ashira, Ashira, Ashira. Ashira aladonai ki ga o ga a. Ashira aladonai ki ga o ga a. Mi ha mo ha ba elim Adonai. Mi ha mo ha ne eda ba kodesh. Nahi ta v'chas tu ha am zuga al 62. Nahi ta v'chas tu ha am zuga alta. Ashira, Ashira, Ashira. Now, so what happens is the first time we go through it, it's kind of slow, and then it slowly picks up the pace and gets faster and faster and faster and faster.
And then at one time it gets suddenly.
And
good.
then, when we get to 64 and 65, it slows back down again on the easy part, right? That's where it slows back down, okay? So, let's start singing through that. Here we go.
We don't know the tune. We don't know the tune.
I know.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
wasn't
That's why
fast.
we're gonna start singing.
Oh.
Here we go, measure 38. Measure 38. Ready? Sit up tall. You know how to sit up tall. Put those legs down underneath you. Crisscross elbows. Good job, good job, good job. Here we go. It sounds like this. Now I want you to notice that on the ki, ga-o, ga-ah, I am putting what's called a glottal in between the ga-o and the ga-ah. So it's like this. Ki, ga-o, ga-ah. I'm putting that little break in between instead of going ki, ga, because then it just sounds like baby talk, right? Yeah, ah. That's not what we're doing. Ki, ga-o, ga-ah. Do that with me, go. Ki, ga-o, ga-ah. Good. Do that one more time. Ready and go. Ki, ga-o, ga-ah. Now start from 38. Ready and go. Here's the next part. Listen to it one more time. Ready? Do that with me. Ready and go. And here's the next part. It's very similar, just a little bit different rhythmically because of the new words. Do that for me. Measure 44. Ready and sing. Good. Now start at 42.